Hello traders and welcome to part 3 of the order flow, order depth, order book trading series as part of Master of the Books. Today we're just going to be looking at delta and at price. Right down here you can see delta, and in red we have market buys minus market sells when the market sells were greater than the market buys, and in green it's the exact opposite when the market buys were larger than the market sells on a 5-minute candlestick on Ethereum BitMEX. Now, what we want to look at today are two kinds of patterns that we can use to gauge the trend's direction. Extreme negative and extreme positive delta, and the average / middling deltas as well. So when we see extreme negative delta deep into a downtrend or later in a downtrend with multiple supply runs and demand runs, we have a supply run demand, supply, demand, supply, demand, supply, demand, supply, demand. Now, when we see a protracted downtrend and then we see this negative delta, that typically leads to a reversal. However, when you see a trend or a period of consolidation where you typically see that either positive delta is larger than negative delta or negative delta is larger than positive delta, this is going to clue you into the market aggression. Look at this consolidation range here after this uptrend. Now, do you see more consistent positive delta or do you see more consistent negative delta? Do the market buyers or the market sellers look more strong here? So to me, the market buyers do look stronger and price rises, as you can see here. Now in this trend, what you have to always determine is this extreme bullish aggression? Is this an extreme positive delta, or is this just continued middling average delta here? Now we can see that at this point in time, we do get very bullish market move here, very bullish market move here. This did lead to consolidation. This, I'm gonna let you guys determine. I do know the answer to what does occur, but what do you think is going on in the market here? We have this downtrend, we have the supply run, and then we have just extreme bullish aggression. Is this gonna likely lead to a continuation, or is this gonna likely lead to a blow off and price goes down? So what we saw here is this actually leads to a bullish continuation, as you can see here. This was the beginning of that bullish aggression, and when you see bullish aggression at the beginning of an uptrend or the beginning of an up move, that is typically a sign that the market's going to continue to go higher. It's when you see this extreme bullish aggression or positive delta deeper into an uptrend, that's when you begin to think that the price may reverse, as it does here. Now, just a few examples of extreme positive delta. You can see one here that does lead to consolidation and a bit of a supply run. More importantly, we can see here we had a delta of 2.69 million contracts right here, right near the market top, and that led to a reversal. Then we can see another extreme delta here, and that too led to a reversal. And price went higher, as you can see. Oops. And then you can see another extreme positive delta and price goes lower. Now these extreme deltas can work, but let's also look at whether the positive or the negative delta is higher. I just did reveal what happened there, but as price was just consolidating, moving on low volatility, you can see more negative delta here than you see positive delta, showing me that the market sellers are looking stronger than the market buyers here. And as a result, price dropped. And price continued to drop until we see this. Now, I'm going to stop this right here. Tell me, is this extreme market aggression? Is this a blow-off? Is this too much market selling for the market to continue to go lower and the price goes higher? Or is this likely just to continue going lower? Answer is price goes higher. This is deeper into a downtrend. We see this extreme extreme seller aggression, and price reverses. Now, when you look here, are you beginning to see more positive or more negative delta? I'm going to just keep it flat right here in this consolidation phase. I'm going to slowly reveal what happens. Now, this is interesting. Throughout here, do you see more bullish or bearish market aggression? And this candle is very important. It's not maybe what you'd expect to occur does occur. But here, I mean, I do know the answer here. The price does go up because there was more bullish aggression. You can see that when we did have this very strong selling pressure, that it was just immediately counteracted and the sellers really just didn't get any ground. However, the bullish market buying led to an uptrend, as you can see. Price went from about the 260s up to the 270s, up to here. And then we see very extreme delta here in this uptrend. And what does this lead to? Well, I think I might have just given the answer away by calling it extreme bullish aggression. We see 1.47 million market buy. And we also see a good amount of market selling as well. That's why we see that tail on the delta. That's showing us the market buying was this high, and then the market sellers actually did fight back. So on this kind of candle with this much activity, what do you think is going to happen to price? Yeah, price drops from a high of 274.6 down to a current low of about 265.8, so here to here. And we see another pattern here where we see extreme negative delta and price just doesn't really do much. It just goes right back up. Now here, do we see more bullish market aggression or do we see more bearish market aggression? This is the present time, so I actually do not know what's going to happen for certainty. But what I can say is, well, the good news is we are looking live, which means that, I mean, yeah, I don't know the answer and I can analyze the market in real time. I am seeing more bullish aggression than I'm seeing bearish aggression. I'm seeing more demand here than I'm seeing supply. The only point in time where I saw some extreme selling was here at the market low. And when you see the maximum market selling at a market low, to me that's more bullish, especially if the buyers can just push it back up higher. And you can see here that we just have some pretty strong market buying. And I wouldn't be surprised for price to begin an uptrend. I don't know how strong that uptrend is going to be, but I would not be surprised for price to go higher. Now we can also look at a smaller time frame. We can look at the minute 1 chart or the 1 minute chart. We were looking at the 5 minute chart before. I prefer to look at the 5 minute chart, but the 1 minute chart can be a good supplement as well. Now you can see, I'm trying to zoom out here. Yep. You can see some of the similar patterns here where we have, extreme market selling here, and that leads to this uptrend here. So on this supply run, what you could have done is seen, hey, this is a large amount of market selling for a 1 minute candle. I'm going to place a bid in here. I'm going to place a stop loss down here, and I'm going to take profit as price goes higher. And maybe when I see an extreme amount of market buying deeper into the trend, I'll begin to think about selling. And that would have worked out pretty well. I mean, 2020 hindsight, yeah, but that kind of system, buying extreme aggression, extreme bearish aggression later into a downtrend, and then selling extreme bullish aggression deeper into an uptrend, probably is not a terrible idea. And here I think is another really good example. You can see just the market sellers are quite strong from here, from this point in time to here. It looks like the market sellers are really in control of this market. And yeah, price consolidates a bit and goes lower. Probably because the market sellers were so strong and they just continued to push price lower. Some other examples here of extreme negative delta that does lead to a reversal, extreme positive delta that leads to a reversal, and so on and so forth. Very extreme negative delta that leads to an instant reversal. And yeah, so that's going to do it for this video. I have kept this under 10 minutes. Just some key takeaways to take from delta. You can use this on any time frame that you want. You could use this on the 1 hour. You could use this on the 1 minute. You could look at this on many different kinds of time frames. Oops. I prefer to look at it on the, there's a lot of price tails. These just signify the day. These are not price tails. These are price tails. You can use delta on any time frame. I like to look at it on the 1 minute, the 5 minute, and on the 30-second chart on ATAS, which is here. 30 and 15 second can be good for scalping. And we typically want to look for extreme delta tends to begin or end a trend. So an extreme negative delta at the beginning of a downtrend is what's going to lead to a sell-off. An extreme negative delta at the end of a downtrend is what's going to typically lead to an uptrend. You can see here we had an extreme positive delta that led to this, a lot of market buying, and then price goes down. Here as well, price stalls after that. And a beautiful example, probably the best here, is we have a large amount of market selling here. This downtrend was just beginning. It was in the probably middling stage. We clear the lows, extreme market selling, and price just goes higher. And then extreme market buying here, price consolidates, and then we have this. So that's really how you want to look at Delta. We can look at these extremes, but also when price is consolidating or when price is trending, you can look to see if the market buyers or if the market sellers are stronger. You could look at a consolidation phase such as, this one here and see, hey, there's more market buying with a large amount of market selling at the low, but I'm seeing near the highs and also at the midpoint of consolidation, I just see a large amount of market buying and price went up. So that's what you want to be looking at for Delta. I'm going to take us back to the 5-minute chart to end this video just to see where price is at. We did make a prediction about 3 minutes ago that price would be bullish and would likely be going higher. And it looks like that's exactly what happened. This very bullish extreme Delta led to price just continuing to go higher, which makes sense. The market buyers are strong, and it looks like that an uptrend did form, and that buying around here may not have been a terrible idea. All right, guys, with that, definitely not a 10-minute video, but I hope that this little segment on Delta was helpful. And with that, happy trading.